I want to welcome every one of you to this live broadcast today. It's been a while. The last time I had a broadcast was 3 days ago or so, but it's good to always have us together. And I wish to come up so that we can discuss, interact, and then have information, especially in critical reasoning, critical thinking. Thank you all. My name is Kelechi Ambrose. This is Biafra Global Network. And as you join in, please just like the video, share on all your social media platforms, because today is going to be a very serious business. We're going to be discussing critically, very critically. We're going to be discussing critically. It's very important. I want to thank you guys. I just remembered something and laughed, because sometimes sometimes when you wonder how our people find it hard to reason, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has said, you get so angry to the point that you start laughing. It's funny because it's just annoyingly funny. Thank you. Today is the 22nd day of October 2023. Of course, today is Sunday. I know you enjoyed your service today. Those of you who are Christians who went for their services today, or you at home, you had to have a service with your family or whatever. Those who went to their services or wherever they went to have service, whether it is the wrong place or the right place. I hope you enjoyed what you enjoyed today. And also those of you who are very, take Sunday to relax, you don't think it's necessary, or you don't believe in all those things and going out and for any other service and all of that. You just relax on Sundays. That's the only time you have to relax. Maybe on from Monday to Friday or to Saturday, you're always busy working, and so you relax on Sunday. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. It is good to know that we are still alive. Chukwu has given us the life that we derived life that we have, and allowed us to enjoy it again, and brought us into a new week. And this new week also, the more we are, the more we get closer to when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released. I hope you guys still are very, very connected to the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released very soon, because it's going to happen and shortly, and all this nonsense going on finally will be put to rest. So many nonsense is going on, and some of you don't really read in between lines. But anyways, that's why we're here, to always talk to you and to make the broadcast so that we can pass information at the same time, analyze some stuff, and open your mind to some stuff. Basically, of course, some of you know all of these, and you are sure and confident that what we're doing is real and true, because this is a hallowed platform where we have taken a vow to stand for truth, nothing but the truth at all times. We have taken a vow for that. And I want to let you know that on this platform, we secure what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been given to lead us with. We secure the information, and that is what we're here for. I thank you. Please like this video and share it on all your social media platforms. Before we go into X-raying the Autopilot referendum convention entertainment event that was held recently, some of you don't even understand that it's just an entertainment event. Before we go into the details of that particular narrative, I'm going to play a particular video of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and that video reminds us of this stupidity that is embedded in our people. Now, remember also, you can be a Biafran and still be a Nigerian. You are Biafran by birth, but Nigerian in mentality. So you are actually a Biafran Nigerian, which means that you are unintelligent. I mean, you're actually a Nigerian Biafran, which means you are an unintelligent Biafran. When you put Nigeria and Biafra, Nigeria represents, or is a sign of not being intelligent. So the word Nigeria means, in my own definition, and of course, in the narrative Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has taught over time, the word Nigeria means unintelligence. That means not intelligent. Unintelligence, I don't think there's any word like that. Not being intelligent. So here we have Nigerian Biafrans, those who are not intelligent. They only think they are smart, because every Nigerian believes they are smart. They believe they are smart, but they don't know the difference between being smart and being intelligent. The use of smartness in the right perspective is what gives you the title or the position or the portfolio of intelligence. You understand? I call it title, position, and portfolio. I called it that so that you will understand, because it actually sums up the totality of how you utilize your ability to be smart. And in smartness has a connection to information, which means that once you have enough information, you translate it into your realm of reasoning, where your smart side begin to utilize it for intelligent approach, intelligent dissemination, intelligent narrative, intelligent analysis, and all of that. And then you begin to have, the wisdom portrayed, because it is through intelligence you can now exude wisdom. That means you can be smart, but if you are not intelligent enough, you will not get to the point of exuding wisdom, because wisdom is a product of experience, and experience makes you smart, but experience also has another side of it that utilizes the information from that smartness, using the narrative of intelligence, and makes you wise, or proves that you're wise, or proves of your wisdom. So today we're going to be looking deep into X-raying the autopilot shenanigans. Please, I would want to tell you guys as you come in, before I play this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's video, please, I know most people are busy. Today is Sunday, busy here, there. Some of them are with their girlfriends. Some of them have gone to visit. Some of them are with their boyfriends. Some of them have gone to lots of things happening on a day that is supposed to be a day of worship for Christianity, for Christians. Those who are not Christians, of course, it's not for them. It no concern them. Not the day to do any kind of whatever is to. Now, most of you have watched the so-called convention, referendum convention. From it, those who are intelligent, I know you deduce some stuff. Please, I want you to type whatever you observed on the comment section. I'm going to be making some announcements, because I want to go deep into all of this stuff and then make you understand how these things are happening and what is happening truly in the realm to the narrative of without reasoning, not getting, those who are blinded to that fact, they are not getting, because they have chosen to be, they have chosen deceived. We are not deceived, because we stand for the truth, and we stand with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are watching us over what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been told to give to the people, and to create, and to build with the people, so that we can have freedom. Truth is only in what you see out there that keeps projecting lies and is actually not, you see. So we're going to go deep into that, but please like this video, share on all your social media platforms. We're going to be X-raying deep. For those of you who observed some stuff from that referendum convention, type it on the comment section. They put it there so that I will know how you are thinking, because there's so many things from that referendum, that so-called referendum convention. There's so many things that can be deduced, so many stupidity, lies, and all of that. And of course, and for those who believe that that thing is ultimate, and they have gotten Biafra, and they have unlocked their freedom, because they went to Finland, or they actually saw their people in Finland doing a program, or an entertainment program. You can also write out what you think that you have deduced. I want to hear, I want to see, I want Biafrans to feel the mindset of an average Biafran, and how intelligent you are from that referendum convention. Some of you have deduced some stuff. Some of you have gotten some information from it. Some of you believe. So just type what you believe about it on the comment section, and then we're going to talk about it. And then I'm going to give you an analogy, of the whole thing today. If not the whole of it today, we're going to have another time, some other time. But before that, I'm going to play Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's voice and video, so that you can listen. And remember, the first thing he started with in this particular video I'm going to play is 200 million morons. Now, he was looking critically in the realm of the mindset of the people who claim to be Nigerians, because Nigeria, as I told you, means not being intelligent. That means if you are Nigerian Biafran, you are only an unintelligent Biafran. That means not intelligent Biafran. And that is why you see people dancing around. They were jubilating because they went to Finland. They were jumping and they were hailing, they were praising, and they were bragging, and all of that. Now, we're going to have all of this stuff because we're going to express all of this information so that people can listen, people can understand, and then know why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu calls an average Nigerian, whether you're a Biafran or not, as long as you're a Nigerian. That word Nigeria there, in my own definition, and what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tries to project, is not being intelligent, not intelligent. That's what it is, not intelligent. So when you say Nigerian Biafran, we mean not intelligent Biafran. Now, for those not intelligent Biafran who are busy on social media, dancing around, showcasing, projecting, sharing, jubilating, and exercising their stupidity, will be able to understand some facts today and know where you belong and how you reason, because it is very, very important for us to actually do this. But before I go on in this broadcast, please, I want to say this. I have seen lots of stuff where it is written that China Sanwo-Olu says that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was sold for $9 million, and all of that, and all those shenanigans and all those narratives. Now, let me tell you why I call it shenanigans is this. Please disregard all those talks, because you know why? Not because it is not important, but because they are in the position to organize a fact-finding committee. I have told you guys that we are more intelligent and more professional. Biafra is a very professional and intelligent nation. For us to subject ourselves to all of this nonsense, somebody just comes on his own and says something on social media and all of that. And especially those people who were left by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the platform of DOS. They are supposed to set a fact-finding committee, not just Chinasa comes and post one thing, the other one comes, post another thing. They keep posting and posting and posting what they want to post, just giving their own opinion. We are talking about organized system of operation. We can't have a leader, the leader of Biafra nation, kidnapped, tortured, extraordinarily renditioned, kept in the confinement, mental torture, and all of that, kept in a very uncomfortable situation, suffering for the past 2 years, 4 months plus. And yet, somebody thinks that the best he could do is to come on social media and post that he was sold for 9 million. What is the right thing to do? As people who are intelligent, we set up a fact-finding committee that will bring all of the facts, the people who sold him, the amount he was sold, the people who, the accomplices, everything that concerns what happened around our leader. You don't just come on social media and post something, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was sold for 9 million. Then later you post, I know those who did it. And then later you just keep posting because you want to have likes and followership. You want to have, you want people to be viewing your post at all times. You want to be relevant. No, that is, Biafra Nation is beyond social media jingoism. It is beyond social media jingoism. All hail Biafra. Thank you so much, my brother. Moria, thank you so much. Thank you. Biafra is beyond just coming on social media and post something so that people can like and love and follow you and comment and get viewership, and it is beyond that. So all these kinds of nonsense must stop, and the only way we can stop it is when every Biafran sits up and say, we don't care what your opinion is, we don't care what we want, let's set the right pattern and do the right thing. Let's set the right pattern and do the right thing. You set up a structure and you utilize that structure to manage every situation, whether good or bad, that you are in. You don't just come and tell us Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was sold for 9 million. Does it make sense? We need a fact-finding committee. Now, let me give you guys this instance. Did you know that about 3 weeks ago, after a long time of over 20 something years ago, I think Tupac was killed in September or so. Is it September or November 1996? I think September or so. So 27 years ago or so, or 26 years ago he was killed, or I can't remember now. Just calculating from 2006 to now, how many years ago he was killed. Did you know that the American CIA or investigative department or whatever department that is in charge have been following that case up? And recently, about 3 weeks ago or so, they came up with a report. They set up they set up investigative committee or whatever it is called in their own in their own way. They set it up, and that body brought out the facts. The facts were read, the details and the exhibits, everything that surrounds that case was looked into, and for 20 something years, suddenly they came up and they played it. They made a press conference. Today, they have a formal document of the talking about the leader of a nation. We're not even talking about just a musician in a particular nation or a country. We are talking about the leader of a nation. Somebody thinks that he can just come on social media and just post Mazi Nnamdi. That's an insult. The right thing to do is what I have been telling. I have sent that message to them. DOS, set up a fact-finding committee so that we can be sure of what happened to our leader, so that we would know inside of this DOS those who are accomplices, those who joined forces to get, because everybody is still where they are, enjoying their positions, doing what they are doing. Nobody knows who is the person, and so everything seemed to be confusing. But if we had gotten a fact-finding committee, by now we would have had a stable operation in IPOB. That's the truth. Because the fact-finding committee would have gotten all the information we need. How can you come on social media and tell us Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped? It was sold for $9 million. That's all. How does your own personal opinion, or whatever you call it, if you want to call it investigation, have to do with the whole of the nation? Some of us don't. Some of these people think that Biafra is just their product. It's just in their hands. It's just something they have in their pockets. They just think that Biafra is just something they can just come up and just say anything, and that is it. So please, let's disregard it. Whenever you see that kinds of posts from them, tell them, set up a fact-finding committee to investigate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's extraordinary rendition, kidnap, torture, and all of that. That is the right thing to do. That is what professionals do. That is what sensible people do. That is what intelligent people do. And that is what people who know where they are going and who have a tabloid or a template to where they are going, that is how they operate. Not like baboons and morons. Not like animals. Just there, just go, keep. And today, just whatever you feel, you just do. No, there should be a roadmap. And we have a roadmap. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has a roadmap. They have destroyed it. They have scattered it. They have turned everything upside down. They have just done what they want to do. But that will stop today. That will stop. That will stop. Biafrans, we have to rise up and tell them to stop this nonsense. If you want to give us information about what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, set up a fact-finding committee. Now I'm going to play this 2 minutes plus, almost 3 minutes video of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now listen, don't just listen to this video like that. Listen to it and translate it to what is happening now, and also use it in measuring your thinking faculty. Whether you are one of those morons, anything you see, you just accept. Look beyond the issue of the what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is talking about, even if what he's talking about is so relevant now. Look beyond it and now apply it to your approach or your behavior. Now that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not here, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying here is quite 100%, 200%, 500 on the umpteenth time correct. But translate it now to yourself, to your behavior, to your approach since he has been kidnapped. Because everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been talking about, this is the time to prove whether we understand them. This is the time now to analyze them in the frame or in the in the line of what is happening to us now, because it is when he is not around that now we now utilize all that he has been talking about and utilize them for our own understanding. So if we truly understand this is 22 minutes past 5 p.m. Biafra time. I'm going to be playing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stuff in the next it will be done and then we'll broadcast. Now listen.
And all of you, 200 million. Complete runs. You are there. You looking like a bunch of white. If I get why do I even if I want to interact, that is why I don't go to parties. I don't do anything because the way we reason is laughable. If I want to interact with true Africans, at least if I see a zebra, a chimpanzee, those are our true Africans. We can mingle together. Maybe I understand them better because at least if they see danger, they can run. All of you see danger and you keep embracing it. Keep embracing it. Look at Imo State. How many people in Imo State? Over 5 million. Somebody came forth in an election. They pushed him to number 1. Everybody is just like this. Even some bishops want to go and congratulate him. Some people said, hey, don't touch him. Oh. He's our man. Hey, let's move him forward. These are black people. Very backward. Useless. When they kill in America, you say, hey, it's racism. Racism. You are a fool. That's not like racism. They are killing you because of your natural stupidity. By nature, you are stupid as a black person. Do you have running water? Without maybe solar charger and generator, will you be watching me now? Are you not ashamed of yourselves? Are you not ashamed? But UNN has engineering department, electrical engineering, electrical and electricals, all rubbish. Uniport has it. Uniben has it. Everywhere, electrical and electrical engineering. Whatever that rubbish means, I don't know. No, electrical and electronics. But there is no light. School, electrical engineering is so that when you come, no more shortage in the village. That's the reason why. So you don't know. Hey, alumni.
Yeah, welcome back, everyone. I can see my comrades here. Ego, Amaka, you're welcome. Good to have you. And as always, thank you so much for joining. Please like this video, share on all your social media platforms. Let the people come. Now, what you're going to do for me also, everyone who is sensible, reasonable, intelligent, and all of that, I want you to identify some of the things that you observed in that particular so-called referendum convention and write it out here so that people, can read it, and then people can understand how stupid things are in the minds of those people who have allowed themselves to be deceived. Now, today it is very interesting because I just decided to play this because I wanted the emphasis on stupidity, and I'm going to play another particular one where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is also talking about why our people are easily misled and deceived. It is very, very important for me to play these videos first before we go straight into analyzing the analysis of the funny, the comedy, and like one of our comments called it yesterday, Vina, she said it is a caricature. Such kinds of caricature. For us to go into looking at the career, you have to first listen to what Basil and Megan talked about, the carriers of caricature. The epitomized caricature, the epitome of caricature in the people, especially those ones who who have made themselves to become morons, and they jump over everything. First of all, what is surprising, but anyways, it's not surprising based on the level of the reasoning of our people, is the fact that they you know there was in that particular place. I'm not saying there's not anything wrong in being happy that you held a program. It is good. In fact, it is good to hold a program, but the intent and the reason for the program is very, very important. There's nothing wrong in holding a referendum convention. I want people to understand this. There's nothing wrong in holding a referendum convention. Now, just now, remember something. Now, I want you to remember something. If you discover now, you see, the manipulation that goes with everything they do is where my problem is. Now, I knew also, I was discussing with someone the other time, and I said, you will see that after this particular program, they will now become very busy on social media, posting their pictures, and that is what Simon is going to do. And go to his Twitter, that is what is happening now. They will begin to post their pictures, the one they snapped with one another. You'll begin to write some stuff, comment, and then begin to say those who are this, those who are envious, those who are this, and begin to make caricature like a baby that he is. Now, that is just the problem, and that is the criticalness of this whole thing. Keeping the people busy at all times. There must be something done to keep the people busy at a particular time, at a particular time. Now, the narrative now on social media is now posting pictures of an event. Just an event. What is the relevance of that event? It is just an event. Now, let me tell you this. Let me begin with this. Sorry, I've seen the video I'm looking for. It was actually distracting me. Now, let me tell you this. IPOB for the past years has been holding programs the same as this type that we just saw, that was held. When was it even held? I think it was Saturday or so. IPOB has been holding programs, the same programs, always discussing about how we need to get our referendum, discussing. So, but IPOB didn't come to make you feel held is what changes the story or makes your referendum or your freedom possible. No, it doesn't make your freedom. It is like holding any program anywhere. Now, the first observation here, I want you guys to write your observation here. Mercy, good to have you. It's been a while. Mercy, where have you been? Good to have you here. Thank you so much, Mercy. Thank you. Emailer, thank you. Now, what the first observation here is, because I want you to write your observation, those of you who are intelligent, who can deduce the nonsense from that so-called thing. Now, the reason why I am talking again about this convention, or so whatever it is called, is because of the intention behind it, not because organizing an event is wrong, but the intention here is to manipulate, deceive, and to mislead, misdirect, or misdirect. That's the intention. Nothing else, nothing more, and that is it. Because the intention is what the problem is, not really the program. It is good to hold, they can hold the program over and over and over and over. At least, number one thing I want to deduce here is one, you told the people that I'm talking about the person they call Prime Minister now. He told, now this reminds me, now I posted something on Facebook and other social media platforms, I think this morning, and I said, don't bother yourself, because I think themselves prime minister. Don't bother yourself about the title. Anybody could give themselves titles. Don't bother yourself. As long as anybody is under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they decide to give themselves title, which sounds treasonable. Just know that that is treason. That is an evidence that they are working against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But if you are on your own and you decide to create a group and give yourself titles, that is your personal business. But if you are under IPOB and you give yourself titles without the leader being aware or being involved, truth. Just know this. So, but the reason why it is treason, because Simon keep deceiving you and making you believe that he is under IPOB and under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that automatically means that whatever he is doing is treason. Because you can't be under a leader that is not available and still exudes his position as the leader, and you decide to give yourself titles. It's just like the vice president of a nation, because the president has traveled and the power has been conferred on the vice president to carry out the powers or to exercise or to carry out some, his constitutional duty on behalf of the president. And he now decides to give himself another position in the absence of the president. That is treason. As simple as that. Very simple as that. Now, before we go deep, listen, because I'm opening your eyes step by step. For those of you who have some information about the stupidity of all of this stuff, you can write out what you observed, your observation about that stuff, and what you have seen, and the narrative that you have. You can write them out on the comment section so that the people can read about it. We want to hear your mind, how your mind is working about all this stuff too. Let's have your mind on the comment section. Now, let me play this before I go deeper into what I'm talking about. Listen.
Something to the effect that, why is it that when we're talking about supporting Radio Biafra and the work that Radio Biafra is doing, and this nonsense about people forming Biafra government here, Biafra government in exile there, and all that stupidity, when there is no Biafra yet? Why is it necessary that our people must be deceived? Why are we prone? Why are Igbo people, I'm not saying other Biafra nationalities, why are Igbo people prone to be accept lies more than the truth? You can look at the other criminal groups that they set up that crumbled. What happened? They are dead, they are buried, they are finished. Nothing is coming out. What comes up, the word Biafra wants to have his own cabinet. What type of madness is that?
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu described here as madness. Madness. Now, what is madness? Madness is of memory loss, a state of not being conscious of your actions, intelligence, ability to reason. That means you have lost the ability to utilize your mental strength, your mental faculty, and the ability to utilize your senses for your natural operations. So you behave, but yet you are not conscious of what you do in natural terms. The capacity to deduce if you are doing the right thing or the wrong thing. That is madness. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu describes the people because they love believing in lies. They have lost their mental ability to reason and to know if what they are doing is right or wrong. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gives it a very good interpretation here. He calls it madness. What kind of madness? Because see, the madness of being normal, seeming to look normal, and not being able to exude your mental ability. Let me not use the word exude so that people can understand. Not being able to utilize your mental ability to coordinate your actions, your physical actions, is a very serious, because it is very it's confusing. When if you see a madman, for instance, on the street naked, at least you can know that, yes, you know this, you just resolve that this is mad, at least. But when somebody is well dressed, somebody looks good, just like those so-called women that when they want to come online, the first thing they do is put all the makeups and all of that, put all the wigs on their head and talk all nonsense backstage. I remember those days when we want to come on, joint broadcast. All they do is talk nonsense backstage, nonsense upon nonsense. Both the guys, the men, and the women. I will just be listening to them. I say, what kind of people are these? We want to go live on broadcast rather than rub minds on the things, because they have no content too. Because what they are doing is not important. What concerns them is show. So they don't. Am I good? Am I looking good? This one and this talking rubbish. The rubbish I can mention on this platform. Talking about man, woman, talking about private parts and all of that. That is people who are coming up to conduct to for broadcast. That tells you that they are empty. They are only in this for the purpose of trying to feel good. Doc, it's good to have you. Good to have you. Thank you for joining. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu categorizes them as mad people. He said, what type of madness is this? I am saying, everybody's talking about the mention of their achievements and all of that and some of this stuff. Now, yes, keep letting them roll, because I'm going to go on the comment section. I'm going to look at them. But let me just begin, because I want to come from the point of first setting a base for this, so that people can understand how stupid people can be when they can't reason properly. Now, first, I said something initially. I said, when you begin to give yourself titles, when the person you claim to be your leader or the leader is still available and still all right, and still, whether he is incarcerated or all of that, when you begin to give yourself titles without the consent of the leader, you automatically are committing treason. So for those Biafrans who are busy, all I see, because I began to see lots of posts talking about prime minister, prime this, prime. You don't need to bother yourself. We know that title is only an endorsement by a group of people. They are not working for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are using Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as as takia to project their own program and project. We know that. That is the Autopilot crew now. They're projecting their own type. Let me not go into that convention first, because I wanted to mention something in regard to that. But of course, you can see it in that convention. You can see how the guy is he's felt so full of himself. The bodyguards from the company hired. Maybe he might come to tell now that it is the government of Finland that gave him the bodyguard. But we know how. I remember in January, when we were advising him to get a bodyguard and to get bodyguards. I think we started advising in December or January last year. And then around January, the bodyguards were contracted, or February before the election and time, the bodyguards were contracted. The reason why we were doing that is because then when we were talking about no election, people were very, we're seeing how everywhere reaction from different corners, from the zoo and all of that. And we felt that this guy needs protection. So the advice was, you need to get a bodyguard, go and check for how much it is. And when he got the price, he brought it to the advisory board. The advisory board, the so-called advisory board, they now raised funds were raised, and then of course the bodyguards were contracted. And those are the people. Whenever there's the decision is, whenever there's a program or something, or there's going to be an outing that requires that, they will come around with the cameras, with everything, and guard that situation, and guard him in that direction. But after that issue of election held, and nothing happened, we now know that this is scam. That means he has only used that election thing to promote and project himself to the point where he has now entered into the hearts and the minds of the gullibles and those ones who are vulnerable to lies, and so that they now can only but just say, okay, let's just continue. Since he's already there, he's making noise on our behalf, let's just continue. So he's talking about water. Even if he didn't stop the election, let's just continue. So now you see, he knows our people are gullible, and they are just there. They are just weak in their reasoning. They're weak in their mindset and all of that. So all he needed to do was to just manipulate the people. And as soon as he was able to get them to believe in him, he didn't care anymore, or it didn't really feel important anymore. It was no more important whether the election held or not. He has already gotten them, and of course they are desperate to have somebody stand there as talking about Nigeria, and talking and claiming and boasting. So our people are just because of that situation mentality of looking for who will come and be bragging and talking tough. They say, wow, Odogu, you now call it Odogu and all of that. And of course, looking for one person who will stand, and they will now come and take up titles and be in that title, and then making name and spreading their tentacles on social media and all of that. And that is the target. Now, but I want to tell you guys, those of you who are always bothered about this issue of Prime Minister, leave it. It is not an endorsement by Biafra Nation. It is not an endorsement by the territory itself. It is a group of people in a particular place who have decided, wherever they are located, and they have decided to crown he gives himself the title, and they hail him for it. So don't bother yourself. So that shouldn't be a problem. But number one point here I'm going to make here now is this. Nobody is against you holding a convention, whatever you want to call it. IPOB has held. Please like this video, share on all your social media platforms. We will not be able to exhaust this today. We're going to have a second edition of this particular broadcast, this X-ray, because we want to look at the avenues of deceit, those corners where people are being manipulated and deceived, and those narratives, utilized to deceive the people. Now listen, if you have a place you call your headquarters, what is the essence of the headquarters? Because the need for the headquarters is not just for you to acquire the place as you claim, which we know is not true, it's not real. It's not just for you to acquire the place and then leave it dormant. No, the need is to utilize it for the purpose of what you claim you acquired it for. It is called the headquarters for a reason. It simply means that everything major, everything significant, everything very, very important that you want to do, or any activity that is very, very formidable and very, very important, would be done in that headquarters. So which means that the referendum program, the so-called referendum program convention, is supposed to be done in that particular acquired headquarters. Let's just assume now that you feel that the capacity of that place will not be enough. Then let me tell you this. Every major broadcast, announcements, and everything that is important connected to that particular program, that referendum convention, would have been made from that headquarters. And there should have been a formal press brief from that headquarters talking about the referendum convention and projecting it to the world as you claim. That's the first point. So that alone is to show you and to expose to you that there's no place like the headquarters. The headquarters does not exist. The city there, someone is living in there, and anytime they want to do anything, they will just get him involved. He has already been given money. He's always paid for that purpose. He's living there, but whenever they want to do a program, the chairs and all of that you saw arranged are in the cartons. And that is why they refuse to throw away the cartons. The cartons are arranged in that place, in that city. The building was not acquired because till today, as he lied to you that there's going to be a banner in front, I mean the Biafra flag in front of the building, and then have the logo up, middle, and then up right side, hand side. None of those things have been done because that building is not theirs. It was not acquired. Two, you can always mount flags anywhere. All you need to do is mount your flag and mount US flag with it, USA flag, or the flag of the nation you are in with it. Once you mount the nation's flag and mount your own flag, it simply means you are in solidarity, before I make my errors, solidarity with that nation, and nobody will question your flag because they believe, especially if that flag is not of ISIS or any terrorist group, it could mean that it is your group, your organization that is holding it. If I have a group or organization in any nation, I can put the flag of that group, I can put the flag of that my group, and put the flag of my nation, of that nation, at the same place. Put it on the building or wherever it is, nobody would disturb me about it. So mounting the flag in that place has no meaning, does not mean that that building is acquired. Doesn't mean. For those fools, I like using these words now, stupidity and foolish, because it gets to a point when you need to correct people and you keep telling them what they are. You have to tell them what they are. Just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu mentioned, the morons and madness, morons, fools, idiots. He called them so many things because they need to know what they are to change from what they have been. Because you can't be a fool and we keep telling you that you are good. No, it's going to cause a lot of problems. We need to tell you how foolish you are. So a house acquired and a headquarters, and yet no function, no activity has been showcased in that place until now. Only the day which the so-called prime minister was not there. Now, I saw something he posted, intelligent and very, very happy, posted on Twitter, saying that for those who are calling me self-acclaimed and stuff, I can see you. For those who are calling me Simon, now posted, and people are sharing it everywhere. They are sharing. His morons are sharing it. They are so excited. He said, for those who have acclaimed, I can see you. Just know that blah 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 blah. Because now I mean. Let me see someone calling you. It doesn't have a national image. It doesn't have an international image. It doesn't have a local image. It is just your stuff on social media, posting every day. Post you post the logo, you design logo, you call it whatever, you post it on social media, and so you keep doing. It has nothing, no relevance on ground. The only thing you have on ground now is your militia kidnapping, stealing, and doing and showing off in Biafra land in remote places. You don't have any territory you're controlling. So he said he's going to see them anywhere except in the zoo. Now tell me, what will be the content of seeing? What will be the content? What will be the content? Now, anyways, let's leave that because he can claim whatever he wants to claim. He can decide to call himself. He can even call himself president. He can call himself the international prime minister. Whatever he wants to call himself, it is good. It is a title. It is good. You can call yourself whatever. But we know where it stops. At the corridors of his group. That's where it stops. So don't bother yourself about those titles. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never came online and started broadcasting and telling people, giving himself title and broadcasting, say, I will do this, I will do that, and bringing all things to himself. He kept talking about the group IPOB and all of that. And he kept telling you that once he's through with his project or his role of restoring Biafra, he will step down. He doesn't want to be anything. He doesn't want to be anything. That doesn't mean that other people cannot aspire, but don't be a deceiver. Don't be a thief. Don't be a criminal. Don't manipulate and deceive the people. Don't utilize deception to create an impression for yourself. Now, number one, that program was not done at the headquarters, the so-called headquarters they claim. Two, the pre-programs, the pre-event announcements and all of that was not done there because he has not appeared there before. Gaddafi has not appeared there before. The one that called himself Van has not appeared there before. The one that this so-called acclaimed self-prime minister has not appeared there before. None of them have appeared in that headquarters, except the day they organized a party. What does it take to organize a party in a building? I can go to any plaza, tell them I want to do a party in the space in front, and I pay for it. And I put my flag everywhere and do everything everywhere. That doesn't mean that it is my property, or that doesn't mean that I own that place or have even acquired anything in that place. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. Okay, now let's go further. Nothing was done in that headquarters, which means that so-called headquarters does not exist. It is only a seat that someone is living in, and all they do is regularly, whenever they need to, when they see that the heat is coming from us talking about that place, they just organize one program there to tell you that that place is existing. Look at the one they said is in South Korea. Gaddafi, of course, Gaddafi is a criminal, so we know him for that. He has also organized that one, and Ngozi comes there, snap picture and all of that. And of course, when she came there using the program, the so-called Peace Summit, it's just like there's an NGO program going around where I am now. I can decide to apply for that program, tell them that I'm going to be representing Biafra, and design my flag, bring Biafra flag and everything, and put in that program, and organize a table, because everybody will put flag in representing where they're coming from, the organization they represent. I'll put it there on my table, and I'll let camera face me very well, and I'll let people snap me very well, putting it in the table, front seat or back seat, wherever I'm positioned. I can decide to come early so that I can sit in front and sit. You just take a good position where you can showcase yourself, and then carry out a video. And then after this program, I meet some few people, the organizers of the program. I said, please, I would like to have a discussion with you, to discuss with you on behalf of my organization. And then they set up their flags. They said, let's just decorate it so that for camera's sake, for the purpose of the viewers, let's let them know that the people discussing here are from Susu's organization. And all I'll do is just put the flags, and everybody will put the flags in front of them. And then we pretend we're discussing, or we discuss actually, and then let somebody snap us and video us. And then I put it on social media and tell you that I have already met the Susu people in Susu nation. The government of that nation is behind us. And you will jubilate. I can create some content and send to you. What you see on social media from the Autopilot crew are contents being created to make you, it's a make-believe. Make believe. They make you believe. Daniel, good to have you. Good afternoon to you. Welcome. Make believe. Because all you need to do, social media has helped you to make it easier. Do whatever you want to do and showcase it. So number one point is that program was not held in that headquarters. So what is the importance of the headquarters? Why was the headquarters bought? Of course, we know, or acquired, whatever it is called. So why was it acquired in the first place? Ask yourself that question. Since July and also or August, that the so-called launching of that place, or since June, they claim they have acquired that place. They claim to have acquired it in May, June, and we kept talking about it until we exposed it, and they started showing more, telling you that they will launch it. They now decided to organize a launching to make believe. Now, since then, nothing, even after the program events in the US, in Finland, representatives who came from the US could not go to the headquarters on behalf of, let's just assume that the so-called prime minister is scared of his life. He doesn't want anything to happen to him, so he doesn't want to travel anywhere. The representatives, the chief of staff, the minister of finance, and all those people could not go to the US headquarters after the program and from there make a formal press brief. Maybe after I've said now, they will go and organize that one room, that seat 1, seat 2 that they say they have acquired. Tell the person, please, let's arrange this thing. Let's do a press brief here. Maybe after I've said it, they'll go and do it. They couldn't organize that and showcase to you after the event or before the event, so that you will understand that things are happening. They have not been able to show you for 1 week without stopping what is happening in the headquarters, how those who are the workers in that headquarters seated, carrying out their daily activities in that headquarters, so-called headquarters. They have not done that. Now let's go further. Now the event was organized and it was called a referendum convention. Now first I want to let you know that IPOB has held several referendum conventions. And I'm going to give you details of what a referendum convention is supposed to be. But the programs that IPOB has actually held are not called referendum convention, even if referendum is one of the agenda for discussion. Because they know that calling it referendum convention means that you have done a lot on the ground, and that particular convention is a formal pronunciation or formal information platform or a formal presentation platform mentioning now when the referendum is going to be held, the people that have been partnered, how, and all of that, how the international community have been brought into it and all of that. Referendum convention is not another party. Referendum convention is a formal program for the purpose of giving you the details of the referendum that has already been slated to be held. It is not just a program where you come and say, today we have broken the padlock. We have broken the padlock of slavery, or we have broken the padlock today, the chains and the padlock. That is nonsense. Referendum convention for a nation, not for any group or any organization, even for an organization, is to give you a template or a tabloid or a prepared program of how the convention will be held. Not to come and talk and discuss and showcase and then pop champagne and then pop flowers in the air and say from today the chains have been broken. From today the charter is a law. No. Who charter is a law? Who made it a law? You just stay in your confines and make a law for the whole of Biafra nation. The Ijaw nation is not represented. The Shakiri nation not represented. The Oron nation not represented. The Calabar nation not represented. Nothing. Who are you? You are speaking for. That's why I tell you guys, I'm just giving you analysis so that you can understand, so that you will know what I'm just exposing. But it is all these things being done has nothing to do with Biafra. It's just a group of people constituting nuisance because they want to be part of all of them are looking for titles. Now listen, I'm trying to give you a vivid understanding of what a referendum convention is all about, especially for a nation that have gone through metamorphose, gone through lots of issues and programs. We're not just beginning. IPOB is not just beginning. IPOB is not just beginning where you say you hold a referendum convention to create awareness of referendum. No, we have already begun. We have been deep in this thing, held so many meetings to the point where the dragon flag has been lifted. So any referendum convention you are going to hold now is going to be to announce the template or the timetable for the referendum. That's it. That's it. I'm seeing e-frogs. Just continue posting e-frogs because I want to know the minds of people. So those who have really watched what they did, just post your observations. The e-frogs, post your frustration. I'm seeing your frustration. Just post them. We like them. I like them. Please like this video, share on all your social media platforms. Subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. This is where we speak the truth. This is 1 minute past 6 in Biafra land right now. And this is Biafra Global Network. My name is Kelechi Ambrose, and we are on the program X-Raying the Autopilot Referendum Convention Entertainment Program or event. I call it entertainment program because it was just a comedy. And now I want you guys to understand something. What was said in those, now look at everybody who came to speak and all they said. Is it not the same thing they have been saying in their broadcasts? Everything he has been talking about in his broadcasts. So what is different? The only thing that is different is that he only introduced a man. He said he is like a show, and to see that a man whose skin is not dark as our own is part of the. I'll go to that extent yet there, because I want to make you understand what a referendum convention is all about. I can reasonable person, no reasonable person will glory in that nonsense. It is only for those who, because of the titles they have, they are so happy. I be this in Biafra. I be Minister of Finance. Chief of wow. Don't talk about it. They want to cover everything. Somebody say he's surprised to see you. What do you expect? Did you think that they will not contract Cho to come and make an announcement or say something? Did you think that they won't invite him? They need to give it credence now for those dollars, for the gullibles to believe that, wow, Cho is also seeking for freedom. Cho does not represent any international organization that is outside this whole thing. Cho is part of the whole thing. So if you organize any program and you invite Cho, he will come. So I'm surprised that you are saying you are surprised to see Cho there. What do you expect? Cho is not connected to the United Nations. United Nations too has not given Cho recognition. None of any international community member have given them recognition. If the only thing you should be surprised to see is when you see UN Secretary General or somebody representing the United Nations or European Union or even African Union or ECOWAS there. That is what should surprise you. That means you are making progress, not Cho. Ayaba Cho is just he's also looking for freedom. So what makes him so special at being in the program? Is it that we don't reason? I don't understand. Now let me continue because I want to take it step by step. First, I want to open up what a referendum convention is. There are two sides to it. One, if you are just beginning, you can organize a referendum convention to create awareness for your people to understand what it means and what needs to be done and what programs you want to carry out or get to that point. That is for those who are still not knowledgeable or who are fresh or starters. Those who are just coming into the issue of freedom fighting. Please, if frogs keep posting, I want to see your frustration. I enjoy your frustration because from your frustration, you'll be hearing the truth. That is what a referendum convention is. For those who are starters, it is a platform to give the people orientation. No, it's not reorientation. Orientation of what it is all about and how it would happen and what should be done. Even if there's no concrete timetable for that, you can give them vivid understanding and the steps being taken to make sure that they get to the point of having that timetable and carrying out the convention or the referendum itself. That is what happens for a freedom fighting group that's just begun operation and the people are not aware of this whole thing. For Biafra and IPOB, we are much aware Lots of programs have been, events have been carried out, all these while under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have gone for several programs. Some of them you see them, some of them you hear him speak, some of them you pop, they even do a launching and saying today they are opening the formal presentation and all of that, of the programs and all of this, and talking about the referendum and talking about all of these have been done for years under IPOB. So which means which means that for IPOB or for Biafra, if you want to conduct a referendum convention, you are supposed to have a timetable prepared. 2, you are supposed to have gotten the representatives from different nations, well informed, and gotten partnership from nations and from countries, which means that some countries have agreed. You must have some countries that have agreed that you should be a nation. They would either send their representatives, of course, they will send their representatives, not either, because the president of that nation will not come. So they would definitely send their representatives to come for the referendum convention. Not telling us about one man, you know, in the country you are resident, and then you say you are like a son to him, and then he stands up and waves to the people because you want camera to see one man whose skin is fair. It's not dark as ours and brown colored skin. You want him to see that they are there also. And you say somebody, you are like a son to him. That is not, it is not a family business. Referendum convention is not a family business and son father thing. It is serious business. It is not hey, they are hailing you, they are saying it. No, it is not all this nonsense. Referendum convention is a serious business. In fact, in referendum conventions, the agenda is strictly to the point, does not involve frivolities where you bring this, everybody must talk. No, it has nothing to do with that. It goes straight to the point because it is serious business. It has nothing to do with people paying to register to be part of it. What you are doing is entertainment program. You just came together for those who can eat, who can pay, who are VIPs, they pay for eating. Those who cannot pay for eating, they just pay their flight ticket and come. You just get your people, few people whom you have given titles. Now, let me tell you people some stuff that you understand, you don't understand, especially those of you who are saying you are surprised to see lots of people in that program. In the first place, if you say lots of people, I don't know how you define lots of people. 2, majority of the people who are there are people who are living within Europe and America, right? Which means that they can easily, because they're looking for show. Our people are used to parties now. Organize a party now, be in America. Organize a party, go to a family meeting and tell people, come for this party. You don't want you don't want referendum, you don't want freedom. Just come, no matter. Let's just come. And you can organize parties and people can come as long as not chop and show. People will come. They will spray. They will do. Our people are party people. So you shouldn't be surprised to see people in that program. 2, most of the people in that program are people we interviewed for when the recruitment was going on. Some of them we interviewed during the recruitment program. When we're conducting the recruitment program into Biafra position, into stuff before the election stuff, when we thought that things will happen and the election will not hold, and then we will now have a formidable team that will now come in and begin to work in different departments. They were supposed to form committees. The essence of that recruitment program was not for people to be put into a cabinet and given positions as a minister of this, a minister of that, and minister of this. No, it was supposed to be that people will be interviewed and then they will be grouped into committees, and those committees will go and do their homework and draft a program to develop a particular sector in Biafra when Biafra comes. So all they needed to do is to go draft those programs, submit it to the group. Of course, it was the think tank group that was actually started that program and all of that before Ngozi came now and went and lobbied and got through to Simon and says she wants to establish her own group, get people, and then Simon now announced the issue of recruitment. But Ngozi also was working under the think tank group. So those people were supposed to come together, and then when these groups are brought together, people in different sectors, people from the engineering sector, from the medical sector, from different sectors, they come, we interview them. After the interview, they will go and form committees, and all they will do is bring their expertise from different countries and draft a formidable program for the health sector, for the infrastructural sector, and all these sectors that are necessary, very important in Biafra land. And they would come under the same think tank group and work with the think tank group, which we already began before that time. That was the plan, not to appoint people. But what's now happened is this. After we conducted the interviews, the next thing we started seeing is that those people were now put in positions. And of course, you know our people, give them title, they will be happy. They will be so happy. And all they will do is go and rally their friends. I have title now in Biafra. Give me title, Minister of Defense, or Chief of Staff, or Minister of Finance. And those friends now will all rally. We have a referendum convention. Join me, please. I want you guys to come. And they will now come. That is why you saw the number in that program. Because those people, ordinary Biafrans who just submitted the application that we interviewed in between November and I think November. With that interview, we started it in November, so I can't remember, October, November, until January, even until February, we were still conducting those interviews. Yes, I remember until I left them, until I left them, because they had to, until they ran away from me. Let me say they ran away from me because I didn't leave them. They ran away from me because I was speaking the truth. They ran away from me. They removed my name from the Biafra advisory board. And I was asking the man who removed my name, Imam, Mr. Imam, I said, why did you remove me? He had no point. He said it was the group that made the decision, they instructed, and that they have the right to remove me. I said, how do you have the right to remove me? He said, because they didn't tell me when they put me in. Who told you they didn't tell me when they put me in? You talked to me, Simon talked to me also, Ngozi herself called me also, talked to me, and they talked to me, and we said they want to bring me into the advisory board and all of that. And when I came in, they made me the secretary. I didn't beg for it. I came in because I saw it as an opportunity to serve and to give my expertise into the program of Biafra. I didn't come there for title. And so when they began their errors, they began to bring in their selfish ends and their selfishness into it. I raised alarm and I said, no, it can't begin. It can't happen. When the selfish thing began with the issue of the currency. And I said, no. And I called the think tank group. I said, see what is happening in the advisory board. And someone was saying, why would I carry a matter that is being discussed in advisory board to think tank group? Are we not the same Biafrans? You are doing something wrong in the advisory board, and you want me to keep quiet there, continue to do and join you. They said they want to put their faces on currency. And then they said I should go and make the designs. And I said, no, you can't put your faces in the currency. Design is not the problem. I can always do designs. I have professionals who can do that very well. We do the design of the currency, but you can't put your faces on the currency. And that I stood on, and we stood on. The think tank group also joined forces with me. We said it can happen. We brought Simon into the meeting. Rather than Simon saying that, this thing is not right, he pretended as if he already knew about the discussion, because that when we discuss, Ngozi goes to discuss with him and tell him what we have done. Sometimes Imam goes to do that. And he said that, why would I carry the issue of advisory board to think tank group? That was his anger. And people were saying, how can, for God's sake, it's a concerned Biafran. Something is about to go wrong. You are talking about putting your face, Simon, on the currency, talking about putting Ngozi's face on the currency, talking about putting Oge, the Minister of Finance, face on the currency, talking about putting Mazuka's face on the currency, even talking about putting Kelechi's face on my own face on the one of the coins. I said, no, I don't need that. None of our faces here at currency. We have people who, we have Matthias, who have worked for Biafra. Their lives have died. They worked, they suffered. These are the people's faces that can be on currency. And the chairman said to me, and why don't I want the faces? He said, I'm one of the advisory board. When he called me to say to go and do the design, I now asked him a question. I said, what has all these people, what have they sacrificed for Biafra? He said, don't I see the way I'll give you money very well? Okay, Okere, or what is this? That is Nkere or something. That's his name. Say Simon showcased him on Twitter. So go to Twitter, you'll see the one he called Minister of Finance. That's the one. That's the one they want to put his face on currency. And of the board was telling me, don't I see Oge? Oge is giving money. I said, is that the sacrifice? That is why his face will be on the currency. I said, okay, what has Azuka sacrificed? He said, don't I see how Azuka has gathered the women? How many women? You see, our people are so small-minded because he's the chairman of the board. He wants to secure. This is a man I know stands for truth. The chairman of that advisory board, Pastor Victor, stands for truth. Sure. To remain in that position as the chairman of the advisory board. He doesn't want anything to take his position. So he wants to remain in that position. So when they bring wrong thing to do, as long as, oh no, let's just do it. Let's just do it. It is good. It is good. That is how they felt threatened and they ran away from me. They removed me from the advisory board. And I was asking the Imam, Mr. Imam, I said, why did you remove me? He said the board took decision. I was not there. They took decision. You took decision behind me. Is this the kind of Biafra you people want to have, where people take decision and remove people? They will tell you that we took decision. And you are a member of that board, and you are even the secretary. I am the secretary of that board. They never informed the secretary. They held a meeting and took decision. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? I tell you about structure, setting up a structure. You think people will think it's a joke. You people think it's a joke. Do you know that if this set of people get you Biafra, you will be sorry. By the time you don't agree with them, they will remove you. You can't sue them? They are the ones who created the law. They are the ones in charge of the law. They have set their structure. So they have set their cabal, so structured their cabal to the point that if you go here, you go backfire. You go here, you go backfire. You people don't know the fire you're playing with. When we are talking about setting structure and letting the right thing happen, you think it's a joke? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, I don't know why our people keep believing in lies. Let me play it again so that your brain will remember. What type of madness is that? What type of madness is that? Now listen, let me continue from where I stopped. This is Biafra Global Network. Today is the 22nd day of October 2023. Sunday, of course, the first day of the week. And of course, this is 20 minutes past 6 p.m. Biafra time. I was supposed to end this broadcast in 1 hour, but I'm exceeding it now because I needed to do some other things. But anyways, we are going to continue. And the other things that need to be done, we will move forward after the broadcast. So now listen. You talk about having a convention. And the convention you held, the only things spoken in that convention are the things you have been broadcasting about. Does it make sense to you? I will end Nigeria. I will be the end Nigeria. You have said it several times. You said it several times in broadcast. The one they called chief of staff came and said they are killing Biafrans. They are doing this. You have been saying all this while. When I was hosting her on this platform, the same thing she kept saying. The same narrative. No intellectual content. The same narrative. Then goes your Abuzi. When she was coming here, they ask her one question, she will still say the same thing she has said before. No intellectual property or content. Now listen. Referendum convention for a nation that has already gone through hell and the people are aware of of the troubles and are aware of convention. They are waiting for the date of convention. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has preached about this convention. He has educated the people about convention. The knowledge of convention has been passed on to the people, and there is so much knowledge available even in the remote places in Biafra, and which the people are looking up to. They understand their role in the convention. They are waiting for that, they are waiting for the referendum. They are waiting for that referendum to be held so that they can vote for Biafra. You now organize what you call referendum convention. You now came in that program. All you did is to keep telling them that you just broke padlock. That you have broke padlock and chain, and they were jubilating that you have made a charter, a law, and they are jubilating. Is that how you make laws in nations? You just come and say, power conferred on me as the prime minister. Who conferred the power on you? And then you now talk about charter. Which charter? Which charter became law? What is law? What is charter? What is law? What is charter? You say charter and you say law. What is law and what is charter? Your charter have become law. So what was it before when it was a charter? What was it when it was a charter? Is it that you guys, especially the e-frogs here, I'm looking for, I've just stopped typing. Where are the e-frogs? Please keep sending your insults. I am just understanding your mindset, and I keep sending your frustration here. I need those frustrations. Where are the e-frogs? They are still here. Listen, please like this video, share on all your social media platforms, and then also subscribe to the channel if you have not. People must keep hearing the truth. That is why God brought me to this movement, to back Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to speak the truth until he's out. And then when he comes out, we will now know who is true and who is the lie, who is telling the lies. And those who are reasonable knows that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is always the one telling the truth. It's not, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not. Remember the other time now, they told you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is likely to give up Biafra movement. They are telling you to come and support them, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to give up the Biafra project. How can you be speaking on behalf of someone who is in there, and he's still in there because of the issue? He has spent 2 years plus in there because of the issue. You are coming to tell us that the person who has sacrificed this long in his life for this, suffered torture for days and all of that, is going to give up that stuff. And you, the moron who have not even gone through anything, we should come and support you. The preaching we make here is to sustain the legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have succeeded in dividing ESN. Out of ESN, those ones who have compromised, Chinasa has taken his own group. Chinasa and what's the name of that? Chika Idoziem. Nena Anya have taken their own group. And Kanunta has taken his own group. All of them have taken their own. They have shared ESN. Simon now came, also now took his own group. They have all shared. They have shared it among themselves. Simon now have given his own liberation army. And now let me tell you something. In a normal climb, when the leader is kidnapped, the main focus is to get him out. So what should be the focus is to carry out programs, planning with the active security network that is already available to bring him out. Not to begin to set up another militia and begin to bring up titles. And then after you now have done that, you now begin to scream, we are fighting for this. No, you don't do that. That is treason. You continue with the narrative of what the leader left. The ESN was already a security outfit, strong and capable, having lots of men. All you needed to do is begin to get the funds, have a reasonable structure that takes the funds and arm the men and structure the whole thing so that there is accountability and transparency, so that there is no leakage, and so that the right thing is done, so that the men now will sit to plan, how do we get our leader out? How do we crumble the zoo so that they will be forced to release our leader? There are so many ideas on this. I won't mention them there. I won't mention them on this platform. There are so many things that can be done So many things that can be done. And strategically too. Strategically too. But what you saw, a convention is held. And that convention was to make announcements of the things they have been talking about in broadcasts several times. Number one, that's what happened. Everything that was being said was everything that had been said several times in broadcasts and posts and all of that. Two, the only thing that was not said was to showcase somebody, just to indirectly tell you that there is a, let me call him a white man as they call them, indirectly tell you that there is a white man in this program. White men are here. And he is so person in position in Finland. So to give the program a credence or a credibility, and then bring Ayaba Cho there to give it a credibility. Cho is also in our situation. He's still in the situation we're in. So bringing Cho there makes no difference. The man whom you call your stuff is your friend in Finland. It's like a father. Biafra project is not a father-son project. It is serious business. The people you would have brought from Finland are people from representing the president or the prime minister. That is the person who is supposed to come to the, at least charity begins at home. You should have gotten the prime minister or whoever, whatever title, or the president, a representative of the president in the program. Then that representative of the president will speak on behalf of Finland's government, and say this man is working towards freedom and we support him, that the world should listen. If the Finland representative alone from the government have spoken alone, you have achieved. Leave other nations, at least from your territory. If no representative from the government of Finland came there to speak, you didn't do any program. You just had a jingoistic program, entertainment program, where you just squandered money, wasted money, impressed the people. And now what is happening? After the program now, it is now about social media show. They begin to showcase themselves, their pictures. That is what, go to his platform now. That is what is being circulated. Obioma says those are APC party members and some criminals. You see, that tells you that these people are not working. They are not working for you. They are just deceiving you. Could not bring a representative from the Finland government to a program as that. He gives that kind of name and gives impression, sign that Biafra has come, and he couldn't get any representative from the Finland government to come to that program to make at least, even if it is to what represents the Finland government, have come to observe what is happening, even if he doesn't make any partisan statement. Just, I represent the Finland government. I've come to Finland government here and see the progress that is being made. Thank you. If no member of the Finland government or a representative of the Finland government came to that program, that is a clear jingoistic event to showcase, to deceive, and to hoodwink those gullibles in our land. That's why those are the people Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is talking about. Why are they easily deceived? Why is it that they don't reason? He said he's doing. Let's leave ECOWAS, leave UN, leave all these international organizations for now. If you have been making success and you are bragging with Finland, how come the governor, the president or a representative was not sent? The president may not come, of course, or the prime minister, whatever it's called, whether president or prime minister. He doesn't need to come. He doesn't need to come anyways. Of course, we know he cannot come. But at least, if they are in support of what you are doing, the first endorsement should be from the nation you are in. Because the impression you give to us, it's not like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu being in UK. We know UK does not support. So even if you do a program, the UK does not need to bring a representative because we know they are against the program. They are against Biafra. So that one is sure. You are in a place where you claim you have sent letters. You have sat with their their House members, their MPs, You have sat with me, you are making progress. You have held so meeting, you have held so class meeting. We are moving forward. So just left a particular meeting, just did this one in a particular place, just did this high profile meeting, keep constituting nuisance. I held a high profile meeting. You did all of this stuff and you conducted a referendum convention, as you call it, and nobody is representing even the Senate or the House or the MPs. I don't know whether they have Senate and they're divided like that. Nobody can even represent the House members. Nobody even represented the executive arm. Nobody even represented the judicial arm in that program. So what have you achieved? Now let's go to what he said he has achieved. Now, did you guys listen to what they said they have achieved? Because this thing is, anytime whenever I think about this, I keep laughing. You know why I'm laughing? Not because it's not painful, but because it is so comical that you wonder. Chukudi says they just partied. Of course. Just like IPOB have been partying, the whole programs, they talk about a referendum, they do all of this stuff, and they party. We know that those programs IPOB held under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu were held for the purpose of discussion. Nobody told them that program would change their lives and give them Biafra. Now you can imagine people like you saw some of the morons there after the program when they pop one thing, they pop the flower and all of that, they start screaming, Biafra is here. We have gotten it. Lord have mercy. Is it that these people are so dull? I remember this comedian, when when they were acting one stuff, with I think that was in early, is it early 2000? Is it 2010 or 2011, 12 or so? This guy, what's his name now? I can't remember his name now. That was acting in Checkmate. Is it Checkmate or Fuji House? Fuji House of Commotion. Is it Fuji? They call it Fuji or what? Something House of Commotion. That guy was that comedian that is now a comedian. I've forgotten his name is on my list, but I'm just forgetting him. Somebody remind me if you know. When he was acting with and this what's the name of this guy now? This comedian too. What's the name of this comedian? Their names are just on my, but it's just me. I'm just missing it. And the guy asked him, they were acting Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Some of you remember now. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire stuff. And the guy asked him and said, how many colors does the Nigeria flag have? The guy said, 3. And the guy said, no, it's not 3. The moderator, what's the name of that comedian? I said, no, it's not 3, it's 2. You know what the guy told him? Say, you doll. He said, you doll. You doll. Say the flag is 3. See, now the colors of the flag is 3. He's arguing that the colors is 3. And the man told him that green, white, green, the 2 green are the same color. He said, no, the guy who is saying that the 2 green is the same color is the tall man. The same way also, we're telling you people, those of you who are dull, proving you how dull you are, we're telling you that this is it, this is what it is, this is what you should deduce from it. All you do is just get frustrated and angry, and because you want to be relevant. Now, majority of those people who came there, let me tell you, I was talking about majority of those people, green, white, green. It said 3 colors. How is it 3 colors? Green and green, not be the same color. I'm trying to remember these guys. Oh my God, I forgot their names. Now, you're talking about what was I even trying to say? I've forgotten again. Oh my God, somebody remind me. It escaped my mind. Now see, you couldn't organize a representative from the government in Finland to come to the program. Please share this broadcast and like this video. Share it on all the social media platforms, because we need to open the eyes of our people to see and understand the truth. This is the part 1. We're going to go deeper into this whole thing. This is the part 1. This is the part 1. We're going to go part 2 tomorrow. We're going to discuss further into this, because I want to see God will use us to expose the criminality going on. Because the betrayal against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is so massive that you can't just imagine that people can still fall for the trap and allow themselves to be gullible, allow themselves to be deceived, and allow themselves to be cajoled. Now, let me tell you, yes, I was trying to talk about the people who came to that program because I saw somebody post here that he was surprised that many people came. And I was mentioning to you guys, I said we conducted interview. We are about 5 or so on that interview platform. The chairman of the advisory board, Mr. Ima, Mr. Victor, Pastor Victor, the chairman of the advisory board, then Mr. Ima, then Ngozi Ragozi, then Maureen, and then me, and then one called Autopilot. Six of us were the ones interviewing people on that panel. People submitted their CVs and all of that from everywhere, and we keep interviewing when necessary. I ask my questions. Other times I keep quiet and observe. And even if you observe the way the interview was being conducted, you just know that these people are just daft. Ngozi Ragozi herself, she was the one actually wanting to do the talking every time, and you discover how daft. You just wonder, is this how to conduct interviews? Anyways, that's not the issue, but that tells you that the people claiming to be your so-called members of cabinet are dull. Them dull. If they're not dull, their computer dull, their phone dull. Everything about them is dull. You need to be in that platform of that interviews. Very, 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 very childish. Sometimes I'll be praying in my heart, these people want to disgrace us here. Let these people not think. It's very childish, no coordination. And of course, they called me to the board, so I have to just be there and look at what is going on. Then, most of the people now, as I told you, the reason for that interview was not to put people on cabinet. Most of them now, they are calling the minister of this, minister of military. Did you know that most of those people who came, they don't even have experience? Like for instance, those who are in the issue, the side of prisons, Ministry of Defense and all of that, most of them don't even have experience. We know some of them, they said they would love to be in this department, but they don't have experience about it. But today, they are calling themselves ministers in those places. I have seen so many of them who were even those period of discussion and interview. Some of them were very irate. They felt we were 419. We were just playing pranks. So we're trying to make them understand, say this is real. We're going to stop the election, and we want to form a team that would. So everybody who was interviewed was supposed to come to, if you are under housing, for instance, everybody interviewed under housing will come together. Then they will appoint one person to lead them. They will sit together, rub minds, and formulate a particular policy or a program that will help build the housing project in Biafra land. That was the essence, not for portfolios as you see now, title minister of this, minister of that. That was not the reason for the interviews. But majority of those people who came to that program were some of the people we interviewed. And they all have portfolios. And some of them brought their friends and made it look. They have told them, please bring your friends, talk to your friends, So they have told their friends, of course, if I am part of those people interviewed and you give me portfolio, I would want to make it grand. I'll get my friends, please, let's go to this program, let's do this. They support me now. You are my friends, support me. Don't you believe in me? And they will come. So the number you saw there, not because they believe in Simon or they are too, or they have broken record. No. But because there were compromises and criminality in every corner. That's what happened. So we interviewed people thinking that we were trying to set up committees that will rub minds. I wanted to even join one of the committees, to especially where I know, in fact, basically most of the committees, I know that I can fit in very well. In fact, the programs I even have can do lots of things in various committees, unless those professional ones like medical and maybe military and all of that. Even military, I could be part of it and give ideas, at least theoretically anyways. Then the military people who are professionals now will now put it in perspective. Of course, we know what we are doing in accountability and transparency group before those ones now who want to show their criminality now left. Some of them who were in military, we know what we were discussing. Now listen. So don't come here and tell us you are surprised the crowd in that place. What is crowd? Anybody could come for party. Is it not party? It's party now. Now, let me ask you, since after that program, what has been happening? Is it not pictures they are posting on social media and they write something and make you feel like they are, they are trying to mock those who are talking about them. Even Simon, in that same program, he told the people, he knows that what he's doing is manipulation. He told the people, they will laugh at you, they will mock you, but don't believe them. Just know that what you are doing, you are moving on. And why is he mentioning they will laugh at you? Why, if you are doing the right thing, why are you talking about that? In a convention, in a referendum convention, what has they will mock you got to do? You have already said you have broken padlock and broken chain. So what are you talking about? If somebody said they pursued me, how can you pursue me in my? You only run away with your portfolio and your group. They ran away with their group because they know that their group cannot accommodate me. And I stood there. I said, you cannot put your faces in the currency. And I called another protecting. And someone was angry. Why would you take a matter that is discussed in so if you want to steal, if somebody reconnecting, I'm seeing reconnecting. I hope it's right back now, because I was seeing what you from now you see in the next one month, you will see that all Simon will be doing. See, this Saturday now you will see now, because they believe that they are showing you something that will make you believe so strongly. So they will now showcase it very well for you now this Saturday. Fundraising, it go hot. Now, I've not even gone to the side of the media. I told you we're going to have part 2 here. We're going to have part 2 of this program, because we have not even talked about media side of it. I'm going to talk about media side, and that's going to be tomorrow, BIAFRA time, 5 p.m. BIAFRA time. I'll be live here. And we're going to go deeper. We're going to go on the media side. We're going to go on the personnel. We're going to go deeper into intention. And we're going to go into implication on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the general public, and what they are using this to do, and based on the behavior and the activities in that party, and tell you more about the party, and then give you more information about what conventions are, referendum conventions, especially when you are already actively in the process. You have already got to the point where you are supposed to have this referendum, but it's not being held yet. And then the enemies are killing your people, and what you need to do now is to exude some strategic stuff. No need for the kind of thing we saw, because everything that was talked about in that particular referendum convention they organized, that so-called thing they called referendum convention, was only to emphasize on everything they have been talking about in their broadcasts, in their posts, and everything they have been posting on social media. Nothing in that program represented something new. The only new thing was that he now showed you people the person he calls his father. So it's like a father to me. And then he started crying. That's the only thing. That's the only new thing. What else? Every other thing said have been said over time for the past almost 2 years on programs. Look at Adamu. Adamu says MNK said, if you are faithful, Biafrans will follow you. Are people not following what's the name of the governor of Imo State? Are people not following him? Are people not following Uchemefo? Are people not following Wike? Adamu like you? Reason. See, that's why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is shocked. He called them morons. And he said, what kind of madness is this? He said, if you are truthful, people will follow you. So is that how you define? You don't read, you don't understand context when somebody is making a broadcast. Are people not following ISIS? Are people not following those days when Anini was stealing in the 80s, robbing places? Were people not jubilating, hailing him on the streets? Anini, the one that was killed in 1987. and Osumbo and all those people? Are people not following Tinubu? Now, in fact, they said they want to go, that guy that has been leaking the secrets, they are looking for him to kill him. Are people not following him? So that tells you that he is truthful. Tinubu is truthful now. Adamu. He said, when you are truthful, people will follow you. When you are truthful, people will follow you. But define following in the context of truthfulness different from following in the context of lies. Don't come here and express your stupidity. Why do people post things that you can't defend? Adamu. Look at Adamu as look at Fulani brain has come now. That's why I said you can still be a Nigerian Biafran. That means not intelligent Biafran. When you see Nigerian, it means not intelligent. So when we say Nigerian Biafrans, I see many of them there here. They are e-fraud. They are not intelligent Biafrans. That's what it means. They are not intelligent. Come to tell me if you are truthful. That's all. So because Jesus said that, because Jesus said something like let's take this statement he made in the scripture. He said devil cannot cast out demon. Demons cannot cast out demon. Does that mean that those signs and wonders you are seeing evil people do means that they are true because they are conducting signs and wonders? Because Jesus said, how can demon cast out demon? But the truth about it is that some people who are possessing demonic powers are conducting some things that you would think is miracle. You should understand statements in context. Don't just make, when statements are made, your brain will just lock. You just come and begin to defend without understanding critical, in-depth understanding, having critical, in-depth understanding of statements. Does it mean that demons cannot come and say, some people who come to say they are casting demons using demonic powers? Do you know that? Did you know that? So this Musa that came here now, calling himself Chikwe or whatever he calls himself. Does it mean that when you saw those people who self-acclaimed pastors who are conducting miracles, doing so many things, using magical powers? Does it mean they are? But Jesus said, demons cannot cast out demons. So what do you understand in that statement? Go read very well to be able to understand. I just explained the statement of MNK. So what are you talking about? I explained to you. I said it's Hope Uzodinma not having followers. It's Tinubu not having followers. So what does Mazi Nnamdi Kanu mean? Then understand it in line with the truth. You shall know the truth. The truth will make you free. Now, understand it in line with the message. It is the message that defines truth, not the followership. It is the truth. It is the message that defines truth. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, if you are truthful, it is from your message they will know you are truthful. He said, if you are truthful, Biafrans will follow you. And he is also saying that so many Biafrans, in this same particular voice message, he said that so many Biafrans like following lies. Why? He was asking himself why. So ask yourself the question. He said that if you are truthful, Biafrans will follow you. Yet he's lamenting here and saying that why do our people love following lies? Let me play it again. Adamu, listen. Let this thing play. Let me see what I to play. You hear him? You hear him? Mm-hmm. 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 Didn't people follow them? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. What type of madness is that? So how come were those people able to mislead people and have their own cabinets? How come? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that if you are truthful, Biafrans will follow you. Yet he's saying, why are people easily deceived? So answer the question. If you have sense, if you have brains, if you're intelligent, I leave that to you. Come and tell me, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, if you are truthful, that's why people are following Simon Ekpa. So those who following Peter Obi, Two, they are true because Peter Obi is truthful. Or those following Tinubu because Tinubu is truthful. Those following who was Ricky, they are because he's truthful. Don't reason. I'll stop this broadcast here. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. Biafra time will be here. We're going to go into the issue of the media and all of our other things that we need to touch. If possible, if we can cover it tomorrow, we'll cover it. If we can cover it tomorrow, we have third edition or third broadcast on this particular narrative. We're going to discuss these things extensively, very, very extensively. I want to thank you guys, my comrades here, saying the truth and dealing with the daft ones and the e-frogs. Thank you so much. And e-frogs, thank you for expressing your frustration here and making us see how frustrated you are. I know that Simon's cloned stuff, whether directly or indirectly, is here also watching. And I know that he has, they will all look at it and then they will deduce the truth. They will know that they cannot deceive all Biafrans, that Biafrans are getting to understand the truth. I want to thank you guys. I appreciate you all. God bless you very good. I will always stand for the truth, and you must also always stand for the truth. And of course, each of us must share this broadcast on all platforms. Send it to people privately. Send the links to people privately. Tell them to listen to this broadcast and understand what is happening. And please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to it. We have spent 1 hour, 50 minutes, 51 minutes now, on this broadcast. And this is to 7 Biafra land, 8 minutes to 7 in Biafra land. I want to appreciate you guys. Let your blessed week, let the week be a favorable one for you, and let Chukwokike continue to bless you and keep you strong and open your eyes to truth, and so that you can understand what is happening, and then you can stand for the truth, the gospel of truth at all times, so that you will not be manipulated and deceived by people and allow those who want to manipulate the words of the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for their own selfish ends, manipulating his words. They don't read in between lines. They don't even listen. They just listen to one line of thoughts, and then they now start portraying it and all of that, and then make people to deceive people, to make people feel that things are working well and people are nice, and this is nice in this direction and in that perspective of their own thoughts and all of that. When you hear things, be intellectual enough to reason through and get more facts about a particular statement before you begin to make submissions, so that you don't begin to disgrace yourself in public. You don't begin to disgrace yourself in public. We're intellectuals. You are talking to people who are intellectuals. Out there, there are so many intellectuals out there, reasonable people who are not even commenting. They are just looking at everything. They're just keeping quiet and observing the stupidity of so many Biafrans, just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu here was observing, saying, why are people so prone to be deceived? There are so many Biafrans out there looking at everything and just shaking their heads and say, wow, so people can be this deceived? And it is those ones who are being deceived that are on social media, constituting nuisance. Always, they are constituting nuisance. You explain, you try to open their minds, you try to explain to them, never. They will never take it. Rather, they will come with insults. They will not argue with you constructively. They will always come with insults. Ndara. Thank you so much, all. I appreciate you guys. God bless you real good. Well done to my comrades. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for dealing with the e-frogs and also giving some further explanation. Now, I want to give you guys an assignment between now and tomorrow. Just tabulate the things that you observed in that their convention, the things you want Biafrans to understand from that, the things you understood from, tabulate them. The next broadcast, post it on the comment section. Let the people, and of course you can still post it on Biafra Global Network, and then under the broadcast or during the broadcast like this tomorrow, you post it. Let the people look at it point by point, bullet by bullet, and understand what is happening, and so that we can move forward. I thank you all. We're going to keep the X-ray moving and stronger. Tomorrow is Monday, 5 p.m. Biafra time. We shall be here. So please just know 5 p.m. we'll be here. Nothing will stop tomorrow's broadcast. Thank you all. I appreciate you guys. God bless you. Very good. Stay blessed.